Hi guys, Jared here, and I wanted to talk to you a bit about PlayStation Now. This is the sort of streaming service that Sony has been working on with Gaikai with that acquisition that they did, what was it, last year I believe it was? And yeah, I just wanted to touch base one of these community questions of what you guys think of PlayStation Now. If you don't know anything about this, what the idea is essentially that Sony will allow you to stream old PlayStation, potentially PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, or pretty much any game that they've ever basically released on your PlayStation 4, on your Vita, on your mobile phone, computer, whatever. The idea is basically that PlayStation Now will be a platform that you'll be able to stream some of their other games that they released years and years ago. That's just the sum of it. What's cool is they've released some patents and things like that. So theoretically, you could play something like, the original Gran Turismo, for example, and now it would have trophies in it because they can actually do like an overlay in the code where when you do certain things, it'll trigger a trophy, which I think that's kind of cool. I think that's kind of neat. But in terms of the whole thing, I like the idea. I mean, we are getting to that point, right, where, you don't need to have physical discs and things like that. Obviously, for collectors and stuff like that, you're always going to want to have the original disc. That's just the way it is. But I do like the idea, I won't lie, because if I'm in a place where I just don't have access to my collection, that it would be nice that if I decide, you know what, the mood strikes me, I want to play the original Resident Evil on the PlayStation 1, well, I can go ahead and do that, and I can just stream it directly to, say, my PlayStation 4, for example. They haven't talked too much about pricing structures and how this is all going to work, but they did say it will be a subscription service. So I'm wondering if it's going to be something like Netflix, where you pay like, say, $8 to $10 a month and you have unlimited access to all the different games. I understand you don't own anything, but those people that subscribe to Netflix realize that they don't own anything either. So, yeah, what do you guys think? I mean, in a way, this is like the ultimate rental game rental service, if you will. So I think if I use it like that, I think I'm really going to enjoy it. I'm one of these weird people that just lately, I'm on the fence with the whole digital downloads. Some days I love it, some weeks, some months I love it because it's much more convenient than having all the discs around in your house. But then there's the other side when I see news reports of things like Marvel vs. Capcom or just all those Marvel games getting pulled from the store. And now, the digital stores, now you can't buy any Marvel games. There's not going to be supported whatsoever anymore. And that kind of sucks. That's where I'm like, well, thankfully I have the disc and I'm good to go. I don't have to worry about it not working one day or whatever. But with PlayStation Now, it's something else entirely. It's neither of those two things. This is something completely original. This now we're talking about is basically a stream service so that you'll be able to access these older games. Now, we're not talking about backwards compatibility. I know a lot of you guys, like myself, would be like, damn it, I wish the PlayStation 4 had backwards compatibility. But that's a whole other issue. Now we're just simply talking about this streaming service and what it could potentially offer going down, the future with PlayStation 5 and things like that. I mean, for goodness sakes, imagine just your television with nothing else being able to stream PlayStation 3 games like The Last of Us. Now, I know there are a lot of logistical questions here, like, for example, with the controller. What happens with that? Like, if you have a Sony Bravia TV, it doesn't obviously come with a PlayStation controller. So how would the logistics work out with that sort of stuff? And that's yet to be determined. But for right now, what do you guys think of the PlayStation Now streaming service? Do you think that it could be, it could be really cool if the prices are affordable, or are you totally against this sort of thing? I want to hear you. So let me know what you think, and we'll keep our lovely conversations going. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and take care.